What's going on there, Schmoville? It's comedy time, and it's not his stand-up special. It's all about not date night, game night. It's got Jason Bateman. It's got Rachel McAdams, and I got to see this thing first.
Yeah.
And then you asked me, you're like, well, what'd you think? It's like, I thought it was a capable comedy. It had some good laughs, and it had some standout performances, and it's better than it should have been.
I thought it was damn funny. This movie runs the risk of being like too many comedy/action movies recently where it's like, it starts out funny, we're having a good time, and then we just have to heighten the action, and it's got to get so crazy madcap. This movie does go to crazy places, but it all feels organic enough to where I can buy into the entire message of this movie.
Yes, because normally when you look at something, what was the one with Scarlett Johansson?
A Rough Night.
Rough Night. That movie, and there's all these other movies that
Even
they've had.
Date Night to a certain extent.
Yes, because all these other movies, they have like this premise. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
that premise alone can be funny. Why are you throwing this crime?
Yeah. Why are you throwing that at us?
Why do you need to throw that?
We don't
crime
like
element in
this,
there? You don't
know?
need to throw it in there, but you do. And
I don't.
Somebody does.
So Daly and Goldstein, the guys who are probably doing the Flashpoint movie.
Yeah, but they throw it in there in this movie, and it was like the funny version of David Fincher's The Game, because it all coordinates, and it's supposed to coordinate.
That's good.
Because if you have this, so what the story is that Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, they're competitive people. They get together that way. They get married because of it, and they see having people over to have game nights.
Kyle Chandler's like the
brother,
the douchey brother who just has this great life. He's like, remember in Saved by the Bell, Mr. Belding's brother Rod Belding,
I certainly
who always
do.
went around and just slept with a bunch of flight
and
attendants.
he still has not delivered on that rafting trip.
He's never taken me rafting.
Now, the thing is, though, that now Kyle Chandler says, we've got a different type of game. And it looks like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And it ties in. That's why the crime element works. Like even in Horrible Bosses, they throw it in there, Horrible Bosses 2. And it works, but not as well as this because it all plays in. But Jesse Plemons, I think.
Yeah.
He needs to be talked about.
He's the neighbor who's going through some stuff.
He's
He's kind of been ostracized.
Yeah, he's Todd from Breaking Bad, and he is the standout of this movie. Every scene he is in, he plays the neighbor next door, and he's just deadpan, so funny, plays it perfect, and I wanted to see more of him.
Yeah, I like the other two couples in this movie too, and Plemons steals. He steals his scenes, if not the movie. But I like that Rachel McAdams, like, unlike a lot of the stuff she's been in recently, she just gets a chance to have some fun here. You know, and Bateman, this is Jason Bateman, whether he's animated as a fox or he's appearing in something like Horrible Bosses, which I think he co-wrote the first Horrible Bosses with these two guys. So these guys, they did Vacation, and I know it's gonna scare you. Okay,
it shouldn't though. I'll tell you what.
It should horrify.
No,
people.
no.
You hated that movie more than I did.
But I'm saying though, if you see this movie, it shouldn't scare you as much anymore.
Now you're going to be able to feel good about the Flashpoint movie.
Yes, and I agree with that because I think that it shows the difference in what maybe the studio wanted and maybe that they asked for a certain direction.
It's fair.
And they delivered on a different premise because if this would have been the same type of stupid humor where all they relied on was just poop jokes and this, then I'd be nervous. But they don't rely on that. They rely on the relationship. They play off of their actors very well here, and I think that that's the biggest note is that Jason Bateman does what he does very well, as does Rachel McAdams, as does Jesse Plemons. They all work in this, and Kyle Chandler, in this kind of wonderful soup that you can tell was all prepared by the director.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that there's like a few times when it's like, oh, we're going to another madcap setup, and it never does get too crazy to where it's annoying, but there's sometimes when I just like I think this could have been a gut-busting comedy for 90 minutes, and it's really, really funny.
But it missed sometimes.
Didn't miss it, just like, it's like it wanted to tell other parts of the story where I'm like, we could just stick with this.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't disagree.
But it's still a fresh movie. It's a very funny comedy. I
got?
recommend you go to see it. I'm going to go 3.8 out of 5 schmoes.
I'm only a little lower. I'm at 3.5 out of 5, and I think just because I thought some of the stuff missed, I agree with you 100% that I think that they went somewhere that they could have just stayed in one direction. Sometimes it got a little too zany, but then it came back down, and it was
zany.
It was pretty funny throughout a lot of these moments. So 3.5 out of 5, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got. What do you got?
You guys should comment right now. Let us know your take on game night. Click that like button because we're working hard in yet another new location for us. And are you calling your shot?
I'm getting ready.
George Herman.
And
right up there.
Right over there. You got more reviews over there. You can catch episodes of Harloff and Ellis over there. There's some other stuff right there. And then subscribe.
Hey, did you catch the blank look on Copster's face when I brought up Rod Belding from Saved by the Bell? Kid has no clue
idea.
the glory that he's missing. Right. Watch it.
YouTube.